What's up, guys? I am Nobody Special, and I am back with another update on the situation developing in the Strait of Hormuz. And I am sitting here right now beside myself that I cannot find accurate information anywhere in the mainstream media right now. It really boggles the mind. Considering the implications of this story, I am really shocked at the lack of information. And the information that we do have is hours old, and the potential for this story is so big. I mean, what you're looking at on the screen right now, this narrow passage of water, is probably the single most important waterway in the world. 25% of global oil flows through this strait. The disruption to navigation in the Strait of Hormuz will affect every corner of the globe, and I cannot find coverage. So let me start by going back. I did a video earlier today on this same subject, and let me get this out of the way. There was a segment in that earlier video where I referenced some tweets referring to an exchange of missile fire. That tweet, the original tweet that mentioned missile fire, has since been deleted, and I have not been able to find any other information confirming that. So I'm assuming now that that was not accurate information, that that was a fake rumor. I don't know. Um, Somebody tweeted that there was missile fire. I don't remember the original author of the tweet. It was a supposedly reputable source. Let's bring up Twitter, see if I can find it. Um, Missile exchange. So this breaking market news, which is a fairly decent sized following, has it up still. But that was a repeat of the exact text of another tweet that has since been deleted. Okay, this was the original tweet. Refinitiv Energy, or at oil, which is a blue check. But if we go to at oil on Twitter, we bring up their tweets, it has since been deleted. So they do have updates. Situation still remains unclear and fragile off the coast of the UAE. The list of the ships in the immediate vicinity to be reported, and their AIS status changed to not under command. So looking at this, this is a list of the vessels that were shown as not under command. Some of these I haven't heard. Some of these I've seen. We're going to get into that in a little bit. So again, the information about the missile fire exchange, that is incorrect. Now that we have dispelled one rumor, I guess we're going to get to work on another one, because I have seen, again, unconfirmed. I want to stress unconfirmed here. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, that some of these tankers may have hit mines. Okay. Now we've got Iran's Al-Quds Force account, which is state-run media, so there's a propaganda element, is supposedly reporting that at least one of the ships, I believe it was the Golden Brilliant, had hit a mine. Now I want to see if I can find the information from Al-Quds. This is old information. Okay, here's a tweet here. Again, I don't know the source. Golden Brilliant appears to have struck a naval mine, possibly Iranian, but it's underway on its own power, and the crew may have extinguished the fire. Okay, and I have seen that mentioned several places, and I can tell you, mines in oil waterways is not a first for Iran, if that's really what's going on. I remember, it's one of my earliest memories of the news when I was a kid, watching that had happened. And they have threatened to shut down the Strait of Hormuz in the past. I mean, their rhetoric is always turned up a notch over there. So again, that is unconfirmed. I mean, it is absolute radio silence from the government and the mainstream media on this topic. But right now, it looks possible that at least one ship may have hit a mine. Now, here's this account. This may have just popped up. I don't know. It's called Iran hijacks tanker. It's now confirmed that the Iranian IRGC news media that the Asphalt Princess is hijacked by the Iranian Navy, and that there were attempts to seize 3 other commercial ships, including the Golden Brilliant, and they've used mines in the process of hijacking. Again, this has not been repeated by any U.S.-based media. It's not been verified by the government. So take that information with a grain of salt. However, if that is true, I cannot stress the implications of that, because we are already in the midst of an inflation issue. To put it mildly, we are on the brink of a major inflation issue. And if we see a big run in oil prices, you better bet that's going to add to our inflation woes. Okay, so that being said, here's some information that I have found. Now, I have been scouring the marine traffic website. And let me first show what I have here. Here is the Queen Helena. I referenced this ship earlier. Now we can see here we've got status not under command. Go back to the live map. Her status is not under command. There's the ship there. Now I want to zoom in on her, and you notice this blue ship here, Diva. That is apparently a offshore supply ship, but if you look at the arrows here, and if you look at her track, I mean, it sure looks like the Queen Helena is under tow right now. And if she hit a mine, that makes sense. Again, I cannot confirm that she hit a mine, but I can confirm that the Queen Helena is not under command and that there is some form of off-site attendant vessel nearby. And the other thing I want to point to is we have here, it says received 1 minute ago. So this is fresh information. Now she is right in the middle of the strait. I mean, she's approaching the narrowest point. Now, as I was combing through this information, I found several other vessels that appear to be in some kind of similar situation. Here's the I apologize if I'm mispronouncing anything, but here's the Kamdenu, not under command, received 2 hours ago, or 2 minutes ago. That is fresh information. That's one of the ships that was mentioned earlier today. So that's another one that, whatever this not under command, that in nautical terms means that the ship has lost steering or propulsion or some other means where the crew is not in control of the vessel. It doesn't necessarily mean it's been hijacked. It doesn't necessarily mean it's been hit by a mine, but something has happened to the Kamdenu today. And that's another asphalt bitumen tanker. Bitumen, asphalt, that is a, you're thinking road pavement, but it's not gravel. It's that really thick, heavy tar. It may have sand in it. So it is a petroleum product. Now, there's lots of other vessels in the area that are underway. They're moving business as usual for a lot of these other ships. So that's worth noting. There's a lot of other vessels here underway using engines. So that is in the strait. Now, in this area, there was another. Where was the... I apologize for the slow pace of this video. This is not scripted. I am just winging this here, since our esteemed friends in the mainstream media are radio silent on this issue. I cannot believe they're radio silent on an issue this important. Okay, so moving a little further to the south, I want to draw your attention to some other information. You've got a parking lot here. All these ships are stopped. But we did have one vessel in this parking lot area here, the Baikal, an oil products tanker, not under command. That's 22 minutes ago, relatively recent information. The ship is doing 0.8 knots, which probably just drifting, to be honest with you. That's not going anywhere fast. Now, I have a few other vessels that I found in this situation. Bear with me here, folks. Okay, here is the Asphalt Princess. This is the vessel that has supposedly been hijacked. The story was that 8 to 9 armed individuals boarded this ship without permission. It's been described as an incident. It's been described as a possible hijacking, as a non-pirate occurrence. This is the boat that seems to be at the center of it all, the Asphalt Princess, and it's an asphalt bitumen tanker, basically full of thick, oily sludge, the usual. Now I want to show you the route that the Asphalt Princess. So that's her past track. She hasn't gone very far fast. It looks like when she was hijacked, assuming she was actually hijacked, again, unconfirmed, the U.S. press is ignoring this issue. It looked like she was headed for Iran. Don't know what happened, but she's just kind of sitting there right now. And other ships appear to be giving her a pretty wide berth. I don't know what this means, this other ship here, tanker. Now, there were some other vessels. Bear with me, folks. It's a sea of red here. I'm trying to find. I had found all these, and I gave myself some notes on how to find them again. But okay, here is one. The Desh Vibav. Again, pardon the mispronunciation. This ship has not been mentioned in any of the media reports I have seen or any of the lists. Last information received 2 minutes ago, not under command, crude oil tanker. Let's look at her course. So she's been moving a little bit. Again, she headed north towards Iran. Her speed is 0.2 knots. She is adrift. I don't know what that means. I can't say for sure that anything happened. Here's the Jagpranam. Was that one mentioned? No, that was not one of the boats mentioned in the press. Here is the Golden Brilliant. The Golden Brilliant is the ship that supposedly had hit the mine. It's right now showing underway using engine. Her past track, That's where she's moved. That's over the course of today. Sorry, let me put it where you guys can see it. She's doing 6 knots. Not a lot of speed, but she's moving. It's a good sign for that boat, I guess. And there was a few others that I had found. The Glory Harvest. Here we go. The Glory Harvest. An LPG tanker. That's liquid petroleum. I'm not sure what LPG tanker means. Let's look that up real quick. Let's get that information. What do LPG tankers carry? If it says LPG, I'm gonna laugh. LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Okay. So let's get back to marine traffic. So this boat, not under command. Last information we had was 4 hours and 42 minutes ago. And that her speed was 0.8 knots. So she was not moving very fast. If not, she was drifting. And this ship has not pinged for 4 hours and 42 minutes. I don't know how common that is, if it's uncommon or not. Just giving you the information. Here's another, the Andes. That's an oil chemical tanker, not under command, 0.8 knots. Last received 6 hours and 42 minutes ago. That's another one that the ship's position and information is not updating, and it's got this not under command status. So that is the information that I have. It appears that more vessels have been impacted by this situation. Now, here's what's really killing me. All right, here's the front page. We're going to go through all the main media outlets. Here's Fox News. Okay, an Olympic gold medalist. That's a happy story. I get it. Scroll down. Why are we seeing AOC and Bongino? Why are we seeing this schmuck from Missouri with his tactical pink polo and his idiot wife with her booger hooks on the bank switch pointing a gun at protesters, lasering everybody in sight? Why are we seeing that? Why is that story up here, but not a threat to navigation in the single most important waterway in the world? There is nothing about this story. The Cuomo story, more Olympics. Impeachment witness. I mean, what are we talking about here? Gwen Stefani's sneakers? All right. Good job, Fox News. Moving on to CNN. What do we get? Some Olympics. Again, these idiots over here. Cuomo, nothing. Tyson's vaccine requirements. More Trump impeachment nonsense. God, are we still talking about that? Really? I see nothing about the tankers. Moving on to MSNBC. Oh, look. Signs the demise of Trump is beginning. He's not even president anymore. Why are you still talking about this? Boats are being hijacked and we're losing contact with them. And Mike, nope. Cuomo brothers. Nothing about the mines. My God, that's the 3 biggest news outlets in the United States. Radio silent on this issue. Even CNBC. Okay, CNBC. The Cuomo story. Robin Hood. The Britney Spears story. Oh, great. Yeah, let's talk more about Britney Spears, please, because that's relevant. That affects us all. Scroll way down. Here we go. Incident with multiple tankers in Gulf of Oman raises concerns in oil market. Okay, that's mildly put, and that headline was way, way, way down in the website. Um, but even here, this is last updated 5:52 p.m. I mean, 5-hour-old story. Status of at least 4 tankers is uncertain. I just spouted off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tankers I found that have some form of not under command or are being towed or have been hijacked or who knows what. They're saying 4, 6 hours ago. Information here. One analyst says if the situation escalates, crude prices could begin to move higher. You think? Really? You think that might happen? My God, the last time this happened, crude oil rocketed higher. And they're saying officials are still trying to determine exactly what's happening, but numerous reports say there's potentially one hijacked ship in the Gulf of Oman, and the status of several others is unclear. This is also after, I'm not reading from the article, this is me now. Remember, we had that drone strike on the Israeli tanker a few days ago, where it looks like a drone armed with explosives crashed into a tanker and killed 2 crewmen. Something is going on in the Gulf. It's big, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe some powerful people are asking the press to keep it quiet while they unwind their short positions in oil futures. Maybe they thought with the Delta variant and this COVID reemergence that oil was going to go negative again, and they figured it was a good time to start shorting oil, and then they were caught with their pants down, and that now we're just not going to cover this major geopolitical event. I cannot imagine what is going on in the mainstream press right now that they're not covering this. And I'm not trying to, beat the war drums or anything here. I don't want this to be a bad situation, but it is what it is. I mean, ships being hijacked, the possibility of mines, almost a dozen vessels running into some kind of trouble, all on the same day, all right in the most important waterway in the world, which Iran has threatened to shut down. Oh, by the way, I believe it's the first day of a new Iranian president. Is that true? Let me verify that. I heard that. Yeah. Today is the first day of Ibrahim Raisi's presidency in Iran. So, what better way to make a mark in Iranian politics than to cause a global catastrophe on your first day in office? I mean, as far as standards for Iranian politicians go, that's pretty much setting the bar, isn't it? So, long story short, this situation is going to get worse. Let's real quick take a look at oil futures and see if anything has happened yet. Let's go to energy. Brent crude, 0.01%, barely moved. WTI actually down a little. This is current information. This is nuts. This is nuts. Well, I can tell you this is going to get worse. This story, I can't imagine we've heard the last of this story or that we're never going to hear about this story. I can't imagine that this time tomorrow, mainstream media is still going to be talking about Trump impeachment and Britney Spears. Thoughts and prayers for our folks in the Navy, for all the merchant mariners out there. Be safe. We'll be hearing more about this. Guys, I appreciate your time. Please, if you have any more information on this, drop it in the comments. Links are very much appreciated. Something that I can actually follow up on and confirm. Even better, maybe something from a reliable source. Allegedly, there are reliable sources out there that cover events like this. If there are, please point them out to me. Please like and subscribe to my channel, guys. It would really help me out. I am going to keep the information coming as I find it on this, and I will keep you guys up to date at least until the mainstream media starts covering it, and then I'll pass it off to them, and I'll let their fact checkers worry about it and their producers. But be safe and live small and dream big. Peace.